that matters to you. In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network.
Two cappuccinos to go.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
And impact your life.
news that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
To the seat of power, Delhi.
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital.
That had affected and impacted the airlines also led to meetings being held in the ministry. All that and more coming up ahead. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking at this hour. A minor has been taken into custody by the Mumbai police. A bomb threat being issued to various airlines since Monday, leading to flights being diverted, including to a remote airport in Canada. The Delhi police has filed 7 FIRs. The Congress and BJP hold meetings on the Maharashtra elections. The Prime Minister will attend the BJP election committee meeting to finalize candidates, while the Congress at its meeting has discussed 84 seats so far. Naib Singh Saini set to take oath as the Haryana Chief Minister once again tomorrow. The oath-taking ceremony will be held in Panchkula and it will be an NDA show of strength. The Prime Minister too will attend. And the MUDA muddle, the Mysuru Urban Development Body Chief Mari Gowda has resigned, citing health concerns amid the ongoing investigation into the MUDA land scam allegations against Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his family. He says that he was under no pressure from anyone. All right, so that's the breaking news right now. Let's find out more and go across to Radhika for all the very latest. Radhika, the Mumbai police have taken a minor into custody in connection with this spree of hoax bomb threats that have been taking place over the last 2 days. We've seen, over a dozen flights affected in the last 48 hours. There have been 14 calls and it's led to the diversion of a flight to a remote airport in Canada. It's led to an issue in Singapore as well. So what we do know now is that a minor has been taken into custody. Tell us more.
That's right. A minor has been taken into custody in connection to hoax calls made to airports and airlines. In fact, this is a 17-year-old boy from Chhattisgarh who's been taken into custody by the Mumbai police. In fact, Mumbai police has so far registered 3 FIRs in connection to these hoax calls made to airlines and airports. As far as the first FIR is concerned, which is to do with flights, the hoax calls received on 14th of October. So in connection to that, a minor has been arrested. In fact, this boy's father is also being questioned by the police. Now, the information that we're getting by way of police sources is that this boy wanted to take revenge on his friend. So therefore, he put out a tweet on account of his friend about these hoax calls and also made some of these calls, and which is why he he did what he did is what the police are telling us. Of course, now he's been taken to remand home. More information is being awaited at this point, but this was because of a dispute with his friend, and to take revenge on his friend and to entrap his friend is why he put out a few tweets talking about these bomb threats and so on. So at this point, of course, FIR has been registered, and I'll just point out the threat. The FIRs registered on 14th of October related to 14th of October calls is in connection to Mumbai to Jeddah, Mumbai to Muscat and Mumbai to New York flight. So 4 threat calls were made by him. 4 hoax information was provided by him, of which 3 were in fact international flights. In fact, of those 2 flights were delayed and 1 flight had to be cancelled. So as a result of the tweets and calls made by this minor, a lot of diversions and delays and a lot of inconvenience, of course, to passengers. 2 more FIRs being registered apart from this 3rd FIR, and investigations are going on as far as the other FIRs are also concerned. So yes, a 17-year-old boy from Chhattisgarh, a school dropout is what the police said, has been arrested in connection to these hoax calls that had been made, and his father is also being questioned at this point.
All right, Radhika, so he was essentially trying to frame a friend. So 4 of the calls were made by him, or the social media posts were put up by him. We do know that in all there have been 14 such calls and posts that were made over the last 48 hours, over the last 2 days, that impacted these flights. So not all of them can be blamed on him. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, not all of them could be blamed on him. We are not entirely certain, honestly, because the police say that we'll have to wait for some more time to understand if he's behind the other calls as well. As of now, he is being arrested in connection to the 14th October calls made. So those are 4 calls, of which 3 were international, flights, Mumbai to Jeddah, Mumbai to Muscat, Mumbai to New York. 2 of them had to be delayed. 2 of them were delayed, and 1 flight had to be cancelled as a result of the hoax tweets or calls that were made by this individual. As far as the other FIRs are concerned, we know that Delhi police has also filed multiple FIRs. Mumbai police also filed 2 additional FIRs apart from this. So is this boy behind those calls made on those dates as well? We're not entirely certain. Investigations are underway to find out. In most likelihood, perhaps Delhi police and Mumbai police may work in coordination to understand if it was indeed this boy who was behind the other calls that were made on other dates as well.
All right, so that's the big breaking news right now. A minor taken into custody of the police, and what we know so far, what Radhika is telling us, 4 of those posts regarding bomb threats were posted by him in order to frame a friend who he wanted to take some kind of revenge on. Now, the Mumbai police have filed FIRs, and the Delhi police have also filed 7 FIRs in connection with these airline hoax calls and messaging crisis and one flurry of bomb threats, as we've been reporting since yesterday. In fact, there have been 12 in the last 48 hours, and this was also discussed in a meeting of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport. There was also a discussion between the Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu and officials from his ministry and the Director General of Civil Aviation, and we're expecting some guidelines could also be issued shortly. For more on this, let's go across to Aishwarya for the latest there. So Aishwarya, the breaking news right now is this minor who has been held, who's being blamed for 4 of these posts that affected airlines. But this is a massive issue affecting so many airlines. Each call or post has to be taken very seriously. And today there were a series of meetings at the ministry. Give us the latest details.
Well, that's right. In this regard, an important meeting is also going on between the officials of intelligence security agencies, Bureau of Civil Aviation Safety and other related agencies responsible for the aviation security. We have been told that the Union Home Ministry has been roped in, and Civil Aviation Ministry had been also roped in to prepare a report. There has been 2 days which had been given to the Civil Aviation Ministry to submit a detailed report on their discussions with the airline carriers as well. The top government sources also revealed to us that some steps have been taken regarding the hoax calls. Some such people had been identified, and now fresh information coming in from the Mumbai police itself that one minor had been detained. On the other side, the Delhi police also had issued an official statement in this regard as well. the Delhi police stated that following a standard security protocol, a thorough investigation had been conducted, and in October, the IGI Airport Police responded to at least 7 incidents involving the reporting of bomb threats as well. After thorough investigations and verification, all threats were confirmed to be hoax calls. There has been legal action which has been initiated against those responsible for these false alarms to ensure strict measures against misuse to maintain the safety and security of the passengers at the airport operations as well. So clearly, simultaneous meetings are happening, and of course, for the benefit of our viewers, after the ministry meetings between the Home Ministry and Civil Aviation, there had been some suggestions which had also come into light, including the airlines that had suggested that such passengers who make these threat calls should be banned for 5 years, and they should be included in the unruly passenger list.
Of measures being discussed there and meetings taking place as well. Thanks so much, Aishwarya, for joining us with those details. So a minor arrest has been held in Mumbai. Meanwhile, the ministry holding these meetings to figure out how to deal with these hoax calls that have been taking place. Right, moving on to other news now, in the Supreme Court's sharp words today on crop burning and how nothing was being done, and also asking Punjab and Haryana over what steps they were taking. This comes at a time that we're seeing an increase in farm fires in both Punjab and Haryana, and we're also seeing an increase in the air pollution in the national capital. For more on this, let's go across to Vishnu. And Vishnu, what do we know about the farm fires? And once again, we're in that pollution season. So what do we know so far?
Well, what we can now do is compare the situation this year and last year to get a real idea of what the situation is. Let's stick to the state of Punjab for the moment. Let's bring up the first graph, because that actually shows you the actual number of farm fires. The blue line is 2022, the red line is 2023, and the green line is 2024. As you can see, in 2022, the total number of fires was 1388. So the blue line, 1238 fires in 2022. In 2023, which is this line, we had a rise. It went up to 1,388 fires. In 2024, the number of fires is 1,113. So that's the good news, because it's considerably lower in this time period between the 15th of September and the 15th of October. But what is important, and this is why we are doing this report, is because from the 9th of October, from here onwards, we can see a sharp spike in the number of farm fires this year. Up until that, just look at it, it was absolutely flat. And the number of farm fires this year was a fraction of what it was in 2022 and 2023. But from the 9th of October, you can see this line go right up over here. And so it's even, almost in that same range, 1,113 fires, 1,238 fires in 2022, and 1,388 fires. So it is now getting to be in that same range. What has taken place from here onwards? But first, let's just cross-check and fact-check this with satellite imagery. And let's bring up the first set of satellite imagery. What we can actually show you is of earlier this month. Now, this is imagery from 2024, just a handful of forest fires. It seemed to be a great year going forward. Compare that with 2023, so many more forest fires, farm fires, I should say, over here. This is Pakistani Punjab. We'll talk about that in a little while. Let's go to the next date. The next date that we have is of the 8th of October. Again, look at 2024. Just a handful of fires in Punjab, these farm fires over here near the Amritsar area. Compare that with this dense number of fires which we had in 2023. So that situation was much better. But let's go to the next couple of images. The next one is on October 11th. Now we see a change in that situation. Remember, it's from the 9th of this month that the situation changed. Many more fires in 2024 than 2023. Let's go to the next set of images as well. On the 12th, again, as we can see, forest fires now, farm fires now spreading out across the north of Punjab, the south of Punjab as well. We'll talk about Haryana in our report tomorrow. That is actually more this year, it appears visually, and this is NASA satellite data, than what it was in 2023. And let's go to the next couple of images. October 13th, Again, we can see that 2023 and 2024 nearly similar. October 15th, which is the last set of data that we have. In 2023, absolutely nothing. It could have been raining on that day, but this year, so much more. Which brings us to our final graph. And this is the point that we've been trying to make. If we go to the next image, that next image is the graph that we actually started with, which goes to show that from the 9th of October onwards, on this particular date, we've seen this huge rise in the number of farm fires right from here going up, right? It wasn't the case earlier on. So that's a big concern now as we go forward, as we look at the air pollution situation more closely across North India.
All right, Vishnu, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. News now from Karnataka and the discussion on the show today. The Mysuru Urban Development Body Chief Marigowda resigned today, citing health concerns, and this comes amid the raging and ongoing controversy over what's called the MUDA scam and the state and federal investigation into the land scam allegations against Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, his wife and other members of his family. The BJP has been asking the Chief Minister to resign. Now, Mr. Gowda was a long-time associate of the Chief Minister for the last 40 years, and while speaking to the media after his resignation, Marigowda rejected any the claim that the resignation was done under any sort of political pressure. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and the MUDA chief have come under fire from the BJP in opposition following charges in the MUDA site allotment case. And as we said, the BJP called for the Chief Minister's resignation after the Karnataka High Court dismissed his petition challenging the legality of the governor's decision to prosecute him over irregularities in the MUDA scheme, something the Chief Minister has repeatedly denied. Well, to talk more about this and the fact that the MUDA chief has now quit in the midst of this entire controversy, first, let's listen into what Marigowda himself said after resigning and the BJP's reaction to this development.
ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಕಾರಣ ನಾನು ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
ಸಿಎಂ ಅವರ ಪಾತ್ರದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವತ್ತಾದರೂ ಸಿಎಂ ಅವರು ಸೈಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒತ್ತಡ
ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ನನಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಯಕರು 40 ವರ್ಷದ ಜೊತೆಲಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ತಾಲೂಕು ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೂಡಾ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ.
तो आप सोच के देखिए, मुदा के चेयरमैन का आज इस्तीफा, ईडी की चार्जशीट जिसमें एक लोकसभा में बेल्लारी में 7 लाख लोगों पर पैसा खर्च करना, सिद्धरमैया जी का यह पेशकश कि मैं जो जमीन लिया हूं, मेरी पत्नी के नाम पे जो मुआवजे पे जमीन आवंटित हुई है, वो जमीन मैं वापस करने के लिए तैयार हूं. और तो और सदन के पटल पर खड़े होकर यह कहना कि हां द मनी वॉज डाइवर्टेड, डज नॉट दिस रीक ऑफ एन एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ द गिल्ट? अगर यह एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ गिल्ट नहीं है तो और एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ गिल्ट कैसे होता है? आपने मर्डर किया है? नहीं नहीं नहीं, आप ले लीजिए, चाकू ले लीजिए जी, आप चाकू ले लीजिए, इस पे खून लगे हुए हैं, आप देख लीजिए.
Well, to talk more about this development, we're now joined by Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, spokesperson of the Congress in Karnataka, and Madhu Rao, spokesperson of the BJP there in Karnataka. And first to you, Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, how do you explain this development, Mr. Marigowda there resigning? It comes in the midst of this massive controversy, these allegations, BJP asking for the Chief Minister's resignation, and now the chief of MUDA, who is known to be close to the Chief Minister, has resigned.
First of all, Marigowda, he's a political appointee, and he is chosen to resign. And he's also given very clearly the reasons for his resignation is his health and some personal reasons. For BJP and Sambit Patra to connect so many different, this whole case, there is no money laundering at all. To bring money laundering in this MUDA scam and then connecting this to some Ballari elections, I really doubt his IQ sometimes. Why Sambit Patra speaks like that, or his press conference sometimes, I don't know. It's really funny. Coming back to Marigowda's resignation, He has given very clear reasons that he has health problems, and that's the reason he is resigning. And there is no reason why his resignation should not be accepted by the chief minister. He is a political appointee. He has resigned. Any other chairperson wants to resign, they will accept their resignation.
Right,
and,
but this
someone
comes
more
at a time when
competent will be
there's already a
appointed in
probe
post,
that
right?
is ongoing. There's an investigation ongoing.
Yeah.
So in the midst of that, yes,
That's the
very
whole
well,
point.
you can say health, but it's still very
That's the whole
curious.
point. That's the whole point. Did the Marigauda ever say, like, you should not investigate me because I'm resigning? No. The investigation can take place. He will cooperate with all the investigations and with all the officials. He never said, don't investigate me because I'm resigning, right? Like, what's the basis here to even blame the government for his resignation? The investigation will happen very clearly, and he will cooperate. And nobody is going to interfere in the investigation. So what's the whole point here? Why are they even speaking about his resignation?
All right, Madhu Rao, your comment on that, saying, the Congress saying, why are you connecting so many things? Nobody has said not to investigate. The investigation is ongoing. It is because of health reasons that he's had to resign his position.
Well, good evening. I think the Congress party will forget what happened yesterday and today, and rather to say even before a few months. This was the very same Marigauda who was speaking high of Mr. Siddaramaiah, saying that there was no scam, everyone just allegations are being made. I just want to say only one thing, because my friend Bhavya Narasimhamurthy was talking about so many things, including what Mr. Sambit Patraji told. I want to just quote 2 lines of what the High Court has told. High Court has told, quote, it prima facie depicts stretching the arms of the undue influence and portrays abuse of power of the seat of the Chief Minister or any other post held by the petitioner. I mean, I have not told this. BJP has not told this. This has been told by none other than the High Court of Karnataka. And by the way, this is the reason why there was an investigation which was ordered, that too to the Mysore Lokayukta, to investigate into the case. And naturally, Mr. Siddaramaiah has become an accused now. Look at this party.
But as the Congress is saying that investigation will continue.
I will come to that.
Sure.
I will come to that. Fair enough. Look at the circumstance. 1 minute. Let me finish off. Look at the circumstances under which the resignation has been given. Few months back, everything was the hunky-dory. Nothing was done. They told there was no need for an investigation. And all of a sudden they say, let it be. Let the investigation go on. I mean, seriously, there is an issue which needs to be accepted by the Chief Minister of Karnataka. He is rattled. There is a confused government here. And Mr. Marigauda himself, look at his body language, what he is trying to portray. He is telling, no one has told me, I have given on my own. Why at this point of time, Mr. Marigauda? You were the very same person who told there was no scam. If there was no scam, why did you resign? Is the question what BJP is posing to the Congress party and also to Mr. Marigauda. This is what we are talking about. And in fact, let's
get a response to that, Bhavya Narasimhamurthy. The optics of it at a time like this for the MUDA chief to resign, given that there's such a storm, such a controversy over this alleged scam.
The problem with BJP is now they want to come to conclusion based on someone's body language, not based on what they're saying. I still don't understand the point he wanted to make here.
High Court has made a point. Let me clarify. Bhavya.
Let me finish, Madhu Avre, let me clarify. When we said that
let us speak now, you had a chance. Yes, let us speak.
That whole thing was wrong. Back then, we had a problem with the governor giving assent to investigate the chief minister based on a private citizen's request, who was also tagged as a blackmailer by the then Lokayukta chief, Santosh Hegde. That was our problem, that the governor's position being misused. Now we agree with the High Court, and if the investigation is happening, of course we are no one to stop it. We respect the law of the land. Okay, that is not the question here. Now, a man wants to resign, a chairperson of MUDA wants to resign, citing his health reasons, but you people have a problem with it. Now you are saying the investigation won't happen. Why will the investigation not happen if he is the problem there, or if he has done anything wrong, it will come out in the investigation. What's wrong in him resigning? I don't understand.
Right, Madhu Rao, what is wrong in him resigning? He's spoken about how he had 2 incidents, he had 2 strokes, I think, he's had ill health, so he's citing all that and saying...
Gargi, I would only recommend my Congress, spokesperson and my friends to just kindly read the High Court
You
judgment.
want to keep watching body languages
Point
and
two. Let me
analyzing
please, Bhavya, please
people's
kindly.
thoughts. You're
The
free
point
to do that.
simply
National
is
channel
that
is
there
not
has
happening.
been an observation by the High Court about Mr. Siddaramaiah. Who has to resign, Gargi? Gargi, if anyone has to resign, it is Mr. Siddaramaiah. He's like, Fevicol ke jod hai.
You know what?
He doesn't want to get
He's
out of
clearly
it.
ruled that out for the moment. Yes, yes, Bhavya.
No, that means to
You
say,
know, they're
then
president.
let me
Let's
answer,
talk about
please.
each of
It's
these
my
cases.
time.
People
May I
who are
answer?
demanding.
May I answer?
People who are
All
demanding.
right, we're
Chief
completely
Minister
out of
to
time.
resign.
Madhu Rao, final word to you. Again, the Congress saying what is wrong. It's the MUDA chief who's resigned and the investigation will continue.
If anyone has to resign, it is Mr. Siddaramaiah who has to resign.
I
These are
have
all
to respond
bottom
to
of the
this.
hierarchy people.
I
Mr.
have to
Siddaramaiah has to
All
resign.
right, I'm completely out of
He is the
time.
person
That
who
we
is
know,
in trouble.
Bhavya, that Siddaramaiah has pulled out that he will resign. He said he is being
He has to
politically
resign.
targeted. All that
I
is
have
known.
to
We'll have to
respond.
leave it there. But yes, it is, at a time when this scam is, the probe is ongoing. The chief of MUDA, under whom the land allotment was made, and then this entire controversy raised, he has resigned, citing ill health. We'll leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
कलर भी मेरा ही फेवरेट मिला
Dulux Velvet Touch with True Color Technology feels like home.
And it's right there. Pound rewards, मैं everywhere. कहीं से भी करूँ collect, spend करूँ direct.
Download any single ID partner app, link your card, and earn reward with top brand.
Get it free with single ID.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital, Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. The battle lines have been clearly drawn. Mumbai and Maharashtra will vote on the 20th of November. The results will be declared on the 23rd of November. Of course, the nuances of the state are completely different. Caste, community, agricultural problems, and also this whole narrative centered around development and infrastructure. Well, it is going to be a neck-and-neck fight, or what it seems right now. And there are marathon meetings going on both sides, both in the Mahavikas Aghadi and Mahayuti. Remember, a lot has happened in the state of Maharashtra in the last 4 years, with two regional parties splitting, and also tables have turned in many ways. Power has shifted hands, but of course there is this big battle that is going to tell us who really is the winner. Well, Lok Sabha elections of 2024 threw a very different picture, with Mahavikas Aghadi getting 30 out of the 48 seats. But the Haryana battle, in which the BJP managed a historic hat-trick, has also managed to change a lot of what we feel about the BJP, about it being the most popular party in the country. Well, I'm coming to you live from the BJP headquarters. There's a very critical Central Election Committee meeting of the BJP with regard to Maharashtra that's going on. In fact, all central leaders, all senior leaders, top brass of the BJP have already arrived, including the Prabharis of the state, Bhupendra Yadav, Ashwini Vaishnav, Home Minister Amit Shah, the man who is responsible for micromanaging these important elections of the BJP, just arrived a short while ago. Rajnath Singh, the Defence Minister, has also arrived, and a whole host of state leaders, including Devendra Fadnavis and Ashish Shalar and Pankaja Munde, somebody who represents Marathwada, somebody who lost a seat from Bid, also showing how important this for the Prime Minister of the country to come and in fact start the meeting. This meeting is going to go on for long, but when you talk about history, while BJP has created history in Haryana, there's also history in the making in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Today, Omar Abdullah actually was sworn in as the Chief Minister of the Union Territory for the second time. A lot has changed in Jammu and Kashmir in the last many years. Remember, the last time he was a Chief Minister, it was a state, but while statehood remains an important issue, there is a lot that he needs to do. And most importantly, he did talk about how he will not let the people of Jammu feel to show that he's serious about it. One of his deputy chief ministers is the only NC candidate who won from the Hindu-dominated Jammu. To talk about the nuances of his cabinet and how this is going to change in some ways the face of Kashmir, we have with us my colleague Nazir. Nazir, finally an elected assembly is in place in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. While statehood remains an important issue, Mr. Abdullah has struck a very cordial note. Tell us, what are the big takeaways from the new cabinet that has been put in place?
Well, it's the right mix of giving representation to the regions and the religions. It's a, if you say it's a very smart move by Umar Abdullah. Within the party, some people may not be happy, particularly in the valley, where overwhelming majority of seats have been won by the National Conference. But when it comes to the giving representation, he has been more liberal when it comes to Jammu region. He has given 3 cabinet ministers, including deputy chief minister's post to Jammu. Among the 3, 2 are Hindus, because there was a concern what would happen to Jammu, particularly the Hindu majority regions, who have given complete mandate to the BJP. 29 seats BJP has won in Jammu, mainly from the Hindu-dominated areas. National Conference on its own had won 2 seats. There were these 2 MLAs who were Hindus. One is Surinder Chaudhary, who was made Deputy Chief Minister. He has defeated BJP State President Ravinder Raina from Naushera and Rajouri. Another MLAs from the Ramban. And then there were other 4-5 independents, Hindu candidates. They joined the National Congress. They actually supported the National Congress. Among them is Satish Sharma, who won from the Chamb area of Jammu. So, giving representation to Jammu, these 2 Hindu faces. Then there's a Gujar Bakarwal tribal face, who is Javed Rana from Poonch district.
Right.
So, and in the valley, we have 2 faces. Only woman faces Sakina Yittu from South Kashmir and Javed Ahmed Dar from Rafiabad in Baramulla district. But what was more important in this, it was more than the, electing a government formation. Because if you see at the SKICC where this government took oath, it was the same, it was a detention center for the same politician. After abrogation of Article 370, 5 years later, they are coming back, elected as MLAs and formed the government at the same place. And then we saw the meetings at the, Secretariat. And before the taking oath, Umar Abdullah visited the grave of Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah and sending a message that he will follow
right,
the
Nasir.
footsteps.
So the symbolism of this move is very important, because he took, Umar Abdullah takes oath in the same center where he was detained, the Sheikh Abdullah Convention Center, something that is named after his grandfather. And of course, there are big takeaways from the cabinet that has put in place. And also, let's also remember that the Prime Minister of the country has also posted on X saying that the center is all set to work hand in hand together with the government in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir for the interest of people of J&K. Also, tomorrow is an important day for Haryana. The oath-taking ceremony will take place. And of course, BJP, in a very symbolic move, has organized this oath-taking on Valmiki Jayanti. Remember, the 19% Valmiki vote, Dalit vote in Haryana was very critical. We saw the whole political drama and movement around Kumari Shelja and what really happened. And of course, it's believed that the Dalits also voted in large numbers for the BJP with a kind of Huda supremacy or the Jat supremacy that was seen in the run-up to the campaign of the elections. But tomorrow is also an important NDA CM's conclave that is happening in Chandigarh. Remember, this is one of a kind, and this is also a show of strength of the BJP to ensure that it projects a picture that it takes its allies together. We are told that Chandrababu Naidu will be attending this meeting, and Eknath Shinde is also likely to attend this meeting. Joining me now is my colleague Gurpreet. Gurpreet, tell us, what are the preparations for this grand oath-taking ceremony that Nayaab Singh Saini will be sort of like, part of? He is going to be, he was elected the leader of the legislature party in Haryana today of the BJP. But clearly this time the BJP has a lot to do in terms of representation. Lot more communities, lot more seats have voted for the party. How is the party looking at this, and what are the arrangements that have been made?
Very rightly, you have already pointed out, this is the show of strength, what we can understand the way the preparation have been going on for the last so many days. We have seen all the chief minister of the NDA, they have already been invited to attend this program, and specifically Prime Minister will be here to join this oath ceremony of Nayaab Singh Saini, who is a chief minister of Haryana, and he has already claimed before Haryana governor today and saying that he is ready to form the government. So now the question is why this is a big show and show of strength that is required for the BJP. First thing which they feel the third time they had got a huge mandate from the people of Haryana. That is one of the main strength of the BJP at this point of time. time, and there were a lot of question earlier when the poll was going on at that time. Opposition leaders, they were saying a lot of anti-incumbency against the government, but now they have proved there is no anti-incumbency, there is a pro-incumbency which they have been saying, and we have seen unemployment was one of the major issue, political issue during the polls. We have seen today Nab Singh Saini had already given a very strong statement saying that 24,000 letters will be issued tomorrow to the youth for the employment before taking oath ceremony. So as of now, what we can understand from the preparation, this is the grand ceremony by the BJP party in Panchkula, where we have seen huge arrangement had been made by the Panchkula administration. Not only the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister have been called to attend this program. We have seen a lot of social service persons who had contributed to the society. They have also been called there so that they will be a part of this ceremony. At the same time, we have seen the multiple buses have been deployed so that around 50,000 people will be taken from the various locations of Haryana to just mark a grand ceremony, to send a message to other states that BJP has a strong policy.
So the symbolism of this event is very important because the historicity of this, BJP being the only party since 1966 in Haryana to form the government for the third time. So clearly this is a big event for the party, and it's also going to commemorate this with its allies, which is why the CMs of NDA will also be present in this grand ceremony of oath taking in Panchkula. Also, let's look at some reactions as to what the CM designate Nab Singh Saini said today.
इतना बड़ा विश्वास जो हरियाणा की जनता ने आज तीसरी बार कंटिन्यूटी के अंदर ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के ऊपर किया है, ये विश्वास ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी की नीतियों का विश्वास है, ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी की ही गारंटी है जिसके ऊपर आज हरियाणा ने विश्वास किया है, और ये प्रण हरियाणा के लोगों ने लिया है कि हम मोदी जी के उस संकल्प को 2047 तक जो विकसित राष्ट्र बनाने का संकल्प आदरणीय मोदी जी ने लिया है, उसको आगे बढ़ाने का हम कार्य करेंगे। आप सबको मैं बहुत बधाई देता हूं।
Let me remind my viewers that I am coming to you live from the BJP CEC meeting. In fact, this is at the BJP headquarters. The wait is for the Prime Minister to arrive. Remember, there was a similar meeting for Jharkhand yesterday, which went on till midnight. So this is expected to go longer. Remember, this is a 288-member assembly. It's a big state. There are many stakes there, 6 parties in the fray. So clearly not an easy battle for the Mahayuti or the Mahavikas Aghadi. Let's look at some political reactions, because today was an important day, because while the Mahayuti came out with its project report saying that work is its only identity, the Shiv Sena that is led by Uddhav Bal Thackeray also hit back at the ruling government, alleging that there has been large-scale corruption and also decline in law and order. Let's look at some political reactions to whatever happening in Maharashtra.
महाविकास आघाड़ी के काम 2.5 साल के और 2-2.25 साल के महायुति के काम होने दो। जनता की अदालत में दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी, और महाविकास आघाड़ी की उसके पैरों तले जमीन खिसक गई है। और आने वाले इस चुनाव में महायुति ने जो 2-2.25 साल में काम किया है, उसका काम का जो बोलते मराठी में कामाची पोचपावती, ये जो है वो निश्चित रूप से देंगे। और महायुति सरकार पूरे ताकत से, मेजॉरिटी से फिर जनता की सेवा में आएगी।
आज 84 सीटों पे डिस्कशन, और गठबंधन कितनी बातें बनी है सर? 224 सीटों पे हुई है, और बाकी सीटें कल हो जाएगी। कांग्रेस कितने पे लड़ रही है सर? 288 महाविकास आघाड़ी लड़ेंगी।
Well, so how close is the Battle of Maharashtra going to be? Well, all battles remain very close till the actual results actually come out. I have with me my colleague Aishwarya joining me with more details. Aishwarya, tell us about the CM's conclave that's going to happen, and also the importance of Nab Singh Saini's oath-taking tomorrow, because BJP has also made it into a show of strength.
Well, certainly this is going to be one of its unique conclave that we will going to be witnessing tomorrow in Chandigarh. That almost 20 chief ministers of NDA and their deputies will be engaging in a half-day conclave where Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with BJP President JP Nadda, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah, and other chief ministers, including from Andhra Pradesh, Nagaland, they all will be in Chandigarh tomorrow after the swearing-in ceremony of Nayab Singh Saini. There's show of strength for the Bharatiya Janata Party as far as 13 chief ministers, 16 deputy chief ministers belonging to the Bharatiya Janata Party will be participating. And also, there would be very importantly deliberations in this meeting that the agenda for covering the national developmental issues as well as the discussions on subjects like the observations of Samvidhan Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which is of course 75 years of constitution, and also 50th anniversary or to attempt of the murder of democracy. Remember, there was also emergency that was condemned inside the parliament as well. Certainly, tomorrow is going to be a very important day as far as Nayab Singh Saini is concerned, and he is going to take oath today. He was elected as the leader of the Haryana legislative assembly, and he, along with his cabinet ministers, will be taking oath tomorrow. With top leaders of the NDA will also be present in this oath-taking ceremony.
Well, thank you, Aishwarya, for joining us with those details. Also joining me now is Rohit Chandavarkar, who is a consulting editor and also a senior journalist. We have Matthew Anthony from the Congress Party. We have Susie Ben Shah from the Shiv Sena, and we have Siddharth Yadav from the BJP. Thank you all of you for joining me on this broadcast. Susie Ben, to you first. When Aditya Thackeray calls the CM a contractor mantri, what is the feeling amongst Shiv Sainiks? Because while on one hand you say that Eknath Shinde is your common next door Shiv Sainik who has thrown Varsha doors open for common public, there is this legacy Thackeray, which is also a challenge for your party.
No, a very good evening to all, and a good evening to my panelists today. Let us understand this, that the today, if you see the press conference, we went with a lot of confidence. For the last 2.5 years, we have really performed. We have spoken about Viksit Bharat. We've spoken about 3 trillion economy and how Maharashtra, in all aspects, whether it be housing for the poor, for the women, as far as the GST is concerned, how today Maharashtra has emerged as #1 economy in the state, in the nation. As far as the Thackerays are concerned, or even the Aghadi Bigadi Gadbandhan is concerned, they have nothing to talk, save and accept allegation. Where is their vikas? Where is the Vishwas that they have from the people? I would like to ask the Thackeray family. They are part of the Aghadi. What are their views on Article 370? What are their views on CAA? What are their views on Veer Savarkar? What are their views on Ram Mandir? Zipped. What are the view on NRC? Nothing. Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, they have no issues. The only issue that they have is calling names to the Mahayuti, especially our Honorable CM Eknath Rauji Shinde. I would also like to ask them, they call us Gaddar. Who did the first Gaddari? In 2019, the mandate of the Maharashtra people of Maharashtra was to BJP and Shiv Sena. But because there was a hunger to become a CM.
Right.
They broke the UT.
So Susie, when you're talking about the ideological inconsistency with Uddhav Thackeray, let me get a response. Let me get a response from Siddharth Yadav. I know, Siddharth, your party is riding on the optimism that Haryana elections have created for you. But when it comes to Baba Siddiqui's murder or what happened in Badlapur, people are remembering as to what Bombay was, what Mumbai was in the 90s and 60s. Isn't that something that, Siddharth, you think your party will have to bear the brunt for, because it is in an alliance with the Mahayuti?
Vasudha, first of all, what has to be understood is that the mandate in Haryana is larger from one state. It is the mandate and the mood of the entire nation. It also shows that whatever falsehood or whatever type of propaganda or misinformation one party or one alliance will try to spread, that doesn't go way too far. And people, it's just a matter of time, but they do realize what is the reality, what is the truth, what is good for them, what is good for the state. I think that is the same for Maharashtra. We are currently, Maharashtra has seen 2 models. One model was of Gaddari, of Uddhavji, betraying the mandate that was given by the people. In a democracy, people choose the government. When a pre-poll alliance went to the people, they presented their views, people gave a mandate, but then they broke it, they went away. That's fine. They ruled the state for 2.5 years. Then we got the power for the supporting the original mandate of the people. The people of Maharashtra have now the clear choice to choose between the two regimes. One regime of the 2.5 years of the Mahavikas Aghadi, one regime of the 2.5 years of what we have done in the state. And I think it's going to be a very clear choice. When it comes down to specific cases, which is one case which has happened in the past week, I think these are isolated cases. All of us know that what is the current state of law and order in the state. It's way better. It's even better. The state was in a situation where police officers were planting bombs outside industrialist houses, and that was the kind of situation that was being done. But today that is not the case, because the entire system is now working together for providing a safe environment for the state. And I think everybody in the state is going to appreciate and acknowledge that. And
Matthew Anthony, you have been talking a lot about corruption. When you talk about BMC, BMC has been, there have been these allegations for long. I completely agree with you that elections have to happen at some point. Even Jammu Kashmir has seen elections now. Why are you calling the body completely corrupt, knowing that Shiv Sena is also part of a part of Shiv Sena is part of your alliance now and was also under them for many years?
While he's adjusting his sound, I would just like to add to Mr. what Yadav said. Look at the infrastructure projects.
Okay.
Whether it's the coastal road, Atal Setu, Metro, they had all derailed the projects. Bullet train. It is this Mahayuti government has delivered.
That's a valid point. Matthew Anthony, can you unmute yourself and tell me about these allegations on BMC body that you're raising, knowing very well that Shiv Sena, part of it, is still part of your alliance?
Well, so the answer is very simple. Shiv Sena is part of our alliance now. Now, 7.5 years this BJP and the Shinde Sena has ruled the state right now. My question is, if they were so powerful, so transparent, why didn't they do 2.5 years of BMC election? From COVID time onwards, the level of corruption in BMC is beyond. 15,000 to 16,000 crores is going for contracts every year. And look at the way in which the Bombay roads, the Mumbai roads have been behaving all these years. We have been living in homes which is built for 15, 20 years. Do we build homes every year? But we need to still redo the contracts every year despite giving 15, 16,000 crores. 800 crores was spent on Mumbai beautification. Where has this money gone? Gone without tenders. Where is this corruption? The Kama hospital doesn't have a scanner facility or a radioactive therapy facility for the poor women, and yet the government doesn't have money to spend 50 crores there, but they have got money to spend for beautification of Mumbai. Now, the whole performance of Maharashtra government, of Shiv Sena, Shinde and the BJP is clearly shown by the fall of the Chhatrapati Shivaji statue. Now, look at all these questions. I am asking this question to the BJP spokesperson and to Susi Behen. What is your answer on a particular gang which is being reported and identified as the main culprit behind Baba Siddiqui's murder? And this is not a single murder. There are 4 murders. There are four.
Okay, Matthew, let's also get in Rohit Chandavarkar. He's a friend and he's been waiting for so long. Rohit, your big takeaways from the report, the progress report that was released today. What do you think? Who came out very strong? Because Uddhav Thackeray also held a press conference. Aditya Thackeray was also alleging a lot of things. Complete comparison between what happened with Azad Maidan versus Shivaji Park a few days ago on Dussehra. What would be your big takeaways from today's press conference?
I think also the Eknath Shinde and team, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar are very good at this, and they will, next few days they will continue to exhibit all the work and all the development projects that they have completed during their 2 years of regime in Maharashtra. The point here is, even the Devendra Fadnavis admitted during this presentation today that what comes out and what can be seen in terms of visuals on media and all of that is the hard infrastructure projects that have been completed. But what is not evident clearly is the soft infrastructure, which is the social development. Now, the opposition is alleging that on the social development index, Maharashtra is lagging behind. There is no doubt that many projects have got completed and they are impressive. But we must also remember that some of these projects, such as the Atal Setu, The work is done by MSRDC and it got completed during, it got done. The project was going on, even during Uddhav Thackeray's regime, or even in fact before that, during Devendra Fadnavis's chief ministership.
Right.
This is a project which was done by MSRDC under loan from the Japanese Cooperation Bank. So this has been a 10-year-old project. It's been on for a long time. This is just one example.
Right.
So whether it is the Mumbai-Nagpur Samruddhi Expressway, which is a very impressive project, or whether there are other projects, most of these projects are getting completed over a period of 7, 8, 9 years. And no one government can take credit for that, which is a fact that I think only media knows. But to come back to your question, just to round up, I think it was an impressive presentation, and especially the Ladki Bahin project that these people have taken up is going to, perhaps be a game changer, because I can hear that, there's a lot of response to that. The opposition, of course, is making
absolutely. So it's going to be welfare versus welfare, one of the pivotal points of the Maharashtra campaign. Yes, thank you, Rohit. I'm completely out of time. Let me also remind my viewers that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived at the BJP headquarters to attend the very critical Maharashtra CEC meeting. All the top brass of the BJP, local leaders, national leaders, everybody is inside this building, and this meeting is to go on for long because it's a 288-member assembly, and there is going to be a lot of discussions on what the winnability criteria is. The list could be expected in a few days from now, but of course there are talks on seat sharing that are still on. We will get to know which party gets what in a few days from now. Time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.
Hello, Moto. I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. I'm too busy, baby, making plans on how to get me one of them manly men. All I want is a touch of love.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India.
Hello and welcome. We're watching the news. I'm Gargi Rawat. A minor has been held for the hoax calls to airlines. Also, the Congress and BJP go into a huddle ahead of Maharashtra elections. All that and more coming up ahead. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking. A minor is taken into custody in Mumbai for the hoax call spree. The police say the minor tried to punish a friend over a dispute. Meanwhile, the Delhi and Mumbai police have filed 10 FIRs as 14 flights have been impacted over the last 48 hours by the hoax call menace. And the parliamentary panel also had a meeting, took action. The Aviation Ministry met with the airlines. Congress and BJP hold key meetings on the Maharashtra elections. The Prime Minister attends the BJP Election Committee meeting to finalize candidates for Maharashtra while the Congress discusses 84 seats. The Supreme Court today slammed the Commission for Air Quality Management, calling it a toothless wonder for failing to counter farm fires. The top court also questioned the Punjab and Haryana governments as the air quality in the national capital has deteriorated. Satellite images with NDTV show how despite all the outrage and top court orders over the years, farm fires in Punjab and Haryana have actually increased this year. Omar Abdullah sworn in as the first Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir since 2019, since it became a union territory. Rahul, Akhilesh, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, a show of India bloc unity at the swearing in. The Congress, meanwhile, says it will stay out of government, will support it from outside. Our top story now, and a minor has been taken into custody by the Mumbai police over a series of bomb threats being issued to various airlines since Monday, leading to some flights being diverted, including to a remote airport in Canada. Now, the threats were allegedly issued because the boy wanted to frame one of his friends with whom he had a dispute over money. The 17-year-old, a school dropout from Rajnandgaon in Chhattisgarh, and his father have both been called by the Mumbai police and are being questioned. The teenager teenager, according to what we know so far, had allegedly created a handle on social media site X in the name of the friend with whom he had a dispute. And from there, he had posted these bomb threats against airlines. Now, in all, the Delhi-Mumbai police have filed 10 FIRs. Remember, there have been 14 hoax calls or these posts in the last 48 hours. So 14 flights have been impacted by this menace. Today, there were a series of meetings. The parliament panel met, the aviation ministry met with airlines, and the government said very serious about tackling this hoax call menace. Let's go across to Aishwarya now for more on this. And Aishwarya, so the latest that we do know is that this minor has been held by the police. He's being questioned. He's apparently responsible for 4 of these hoax calls or these posts that he had put up. Meanwhile, a series of meetings have taken place today.
Well, certainly, and the latest that we are getting that an FIR has also been registered under Section 217 and 351, subsection 4 of the BNS, as well as Section 31D of the supersession of the Unlawful Acts Against Safety of Civil Aviation Act 1982 in connection with the recent threat call that was received on Akasa Air flight. A detailed investigation is underway and an official statement from the police had also come out. Additionally, we have also been getting information that after coordination with the concerned social media platforms, all accounts responsible for spreading these false threats have been suspended to prevent further misuse and ensure public safety. Certainly, there had been different meetings which have been going on in different ministries, including the MHA, in consultation with the Civil Aviation Ministry, where we have been told that the Civil Aviation Ministry had been asked to submit a report within 2 days. A detailed report will be submitted, and there were suggestions that had been also given to the Home Ministry regarding what steps they should take. The airlines who had called up a meeting with the Civil Aviation Ministry had suggested that people who make these threat calls will be included in the unruly passenger list, and they have also suggested that the passengers who make such threat calls should be banned for at least 5 years, and the law should be recovered from these people who had been found guilty as well.
All right, Aishwarya, thanks so much for joining us. So with all those details, so a series of meetings today, a minor has been taken into custody and several suggestions. The Aviation Ministry also likely to issue new guidelines soon. Let's take a look at this report.
A real crisis in Indian aviation. 14 flights have faced bomb threats in less than 48 hours. Many have been forced to divert. The government is taking the threats which have come from unverified social media handles seriously. For thousands of impacted passengers, these have been anxious times. For the airlines, mass diversions as a result of hoax calls are financially ruinous. Today, 4 more flights faced bomb threats. Indigo flight 60651, a late-night flight from Mumbai to Delhi, was diverted to Ahmedabad. And again this afternoon, another flight, Akasa QP1335, a flight from Delhi to Bengaluru, which had to return to Delhi. Earlier on in the day, 211 passengers on an Air India flight, which landed in a tiny, desolate Arctic town in northeast Canada, were evacuated by the Royal Canadian Air Force and sent to their original destination, Chicago in the US. In a statement, the Canadian minister said 211 passengers are stranded and the airline, Air India, hasn't found a solution. Despite great efforts, the city of Iqaluit is not equipped to house these passengers. There have been multiple meetings in Delhi today. The Bureau of Civil Aviation Security is trying to crack down on the fake messages. Sources tell NDTV that some culprits have been identified and the dark web is being monitored. A parliamentary panel that met today has also raised concerns. For now, there's almost no news on the progress of the investigations, though it's clear that according to Indian law, the perpetrators can be put away for life. The Suppression of Lawful Acts Against Safety of Civil Aviation Act 1982 says, whoever communicates such information which he knows to be false so as to endanger the safety of an aircraft in flight shall be punished with imprisonment for life. The hoax call crisis is also a nightmare for airlines. Delayed or cancelled flights have a knock-on effect. Flight schedules are impacted, aircraft availability reduced, and airlines sustain a huge financial hit. With Aishwarya, Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
The Supreme Court today slammed the Punjab and Haryana governments, calling them out for failing to act on June 2021 orders to prosecute violators of anti-pollution laws, that is, control farm fires in the states. This as the air quality in the national capital has deteriorated. The court also seemed to dare the Punjab government to declare itself helpless to deal with these multiple violations. Now, the Commission for Air Quality Management, the central government panel that has issued orders to prosecute pollution law violators, was also criticized, with the Supreme Court calling it a toothless wonder for failing to enforce its own orders, and its members' competence was also questioned.
What we can now do is compare the situation this year and last year to get a real idea of what the situation is. Let's stick to the state of Punjab for the moment. Let's bring up the first graph, because that actually shows you the actual number of farm fires. The blue line is 2022. The red line is 2023, and the green line is 2024. As you can see, in 2022, the total number of fires was 1388. So the blue line, 1238 fires in 2022. In 2023, which is this line, we had a rise. It went up to 1,388 fires. In 2024, the number of fires is 1,113. So that's the good news, because it's considerably lower in this time period between the 15th of September and the 15th of October. But what is important, and this is why we are doing this report, is because from the 9th of October, from here onwards, we can see a sharp spike in the number of farm fires this year. Up until that, just look at it. It was absolutely flat. And the number of farm fires this year was a fraction of what it was in 2022 and 2023. But from the 9th of October, you can see this line go right up over here. And so it's even, almost in that same range. 1,113 fires, 1,238 fires in 2022, and 1,388 fires. So it is now getting to be in that same range. What has taken place from here on? But first, let's just cross-check and fact-check this with satellite imagery. And let's bring up the first set of satellite imagery. What we can actually show you is of earlier this month. Now, this is imagery from 2024, just a handful of forest fires. It seemed to be a great year going forward. Compare that with 2023, so many more forest fires, farm fires, I should say, over here. This is Pakistani Punjab. We'll talk about that in a little while. Let's go to the next date. The next date that we have is of the 8th of October. Again, look at 2024. Just a handful of fires in Punjab, these farm fires over here near the Amritsar area. Compare that with this dense number of fires which we had in 2023. So that situation was much better. But let's go to the next couple of images. The next one is on October 11th. Now we see a change in that situation. Remember, it's from the 9th of this month that situation changed. Many more fires in 2024 than 2023. Let's go to the next set of images as well. On the 12th, again, as we can see, forest fires now, farm fires now spreading out across the north of Punjab, the south of Punjab as well. We'll talk about Haryana in our report tomorrow. That is actually more this year, it appears visually, and this is NASA satellite data, than what it was in 2023. And let's go to the next couple of images. October 13th, again, we can see that 2023 and 2024 nearly similar. October 15th, which is the last set of data that we have. In 2023, absolutely nothing. It could have been raining on that day, but this year, so much more. Which brings us to our final graph. And this is the point that we've been trying to make. If we go to the next image, that next image is the graph that we actually started with, which goes to show that from the 9th of October onwards, on this particular date, we've seen this huge rise in the number of farm fires right from here going up, right? It wasn't the case earlier on. So that's a big concern now as we go forward, as we look at the air pollution situation more closely across North India.
All right, moving on to the big political story now. In the Congress and BJP gearing up for the Maharashtra elections, going into huddles here in Delhi. A series of meetings taking place. The Congress held a meeting to discuss candidates. 84 seats were discussed there, and the BJP election committee is meeting on Maharashtra, and the Prime Minister also in attendance. Let's go across to Vasudha now for more. And Vasudha, you've been, tracking this all day today, and now the Prime Minister has arrived. That meeting is taking place. What else can you share with us?
Well, Gargi, this is a very important meeting, and the most important meeting when it comes to the BJP scheme of things. The BJP, of course, is a dominant party, and of course, it doesn't have a CM there; it has a deputy CM. But in 2019, it was the party that emerged with the highest number of wins, with 105 seats. So it is clearly, it is playing for dominance. It will also contest on the maximum number of seats. So today's meeting is clearly important because BJP also has a point to prove, not just to the opposition but to its own allies when it comes to the Mahayuti coalition in Maharashtra. If you look at 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the BJP did not perform as well as it expected. In fact, it was a big setback that the BJP faced, and it was the Mahavikas Aghadi that got 30 out of 48 seats. The BJP wants to reverse that, considering what really happened in Haryana. Haryana has also been in some ways instrumental in mobilizing the party's cadre, and the BJP is hoping that it localizes the election, ensures vote share amongst all its allies, something that didn't happen in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, and most importantly puts forward, projects a collective united face, considering with all its allies, which is why tomorrow's CM's conclave, which is happening in Chandigarh, is also going to be important. The oath taking of Nab Singh Saini in Haryana is going to be a show of strength by the BJP. Today's CEC meeting has begun now. Yesterday's Jharkhand CEC meeting of the BJP went on till about 12 o'clock, while the Prime Minister left a little early. Hemanta Biswa Sharma, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Babulal Marandi, all the other leaders sat down for a long time. Amit Shah actually had separate meetings with JP Nadda and with all these state leaders. So clearly today is going to be a repeat of that. This is a prestige battle because there is identity, there's legacy, there's sympathy. More importantly, with the commercial capital of Mumbai, Maharashtra is extremely important when it comes to farmers' issues and also when it comes to FDI and also GDP. So this is one state that the BJP will not take any chances. So we have to be prepared for these marathon longer meetings. The CEC meeting has started, and we are told that while there is consensus that has already built on 240 seats, there are certain seats particularly in the areas of Mumbai, Konkan, and Marathwada, where there is a sense of conflict, which these parties are trying to figure out and address. And of course, we will know the seat sharing arrangement in a few days from now.
All right, thanks so much, Vasudha. There reporting from the BJP headquarters as that meeting is underway. Now, earlier today, National Conference Vice President Omar Abdullah was sworn in as J&K's new Chief Minister, and Surinder Kumar Chaudhary, a prominent face from the Jammu region, as the Deputy Chief Minister during a swearing-in ceremony presided over by the Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha in Srinagar. The Congress, which contested polls as an alliance partner of the National Conference, decided not to join the cabinet. Sources say the Congress indicated the party would instead extend support to the National Conference-led government from the outside, though top India bloc leaders attended the swearing-in ceremony.
I, Omar Abdullah, do swear in the name of God.
Omar Abdullah back as Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir after a decade, as he took oath today
as Chief Minister for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
As the first Chief Minister after the region was stripped of its statehood and special status in 2019. There was a show of unity by the India bloc. Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and Akhilesh Yadav were among top leaders who attended the ceremony.
The same building, Sher-e Kashmir International Convention Center, was turned into a prison after abrogation of Article 370, and same politicians were detained there for almost 6 months or more than 6 months. And today, same politicians came back elected as MLA and formed the government.
देखिए उनको मुबारकबाद देने के लिए यहाँ आया हूँ. हमारे को बड़ी खुशी हो गई. हमारी अलायंस पार्टनर के नेता ने आज चीफ मिनिस्टर बना. बहुत दिन के बाद डेमोक्रेसी यहाँ एस्टैब्लिश हुई है.
5 ministers took oath along with the Chief Minister. Omar Abdullah has picked Surinder Chaudhary as his deputy. Chaudhary defeated BJP state president from Naushera in Rajouri. Another Hindu face from Jammu is Satish Sharma, an independent. The minister from the Jammu region is Javed Rana, an influential tribal leader from Poonch.
हमने अगर वादे किए हैं तो सोच समझ के किए हैं मेरी लीडरशिप ने सोच समझ के किया है नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ने जो मैनिफेस्टो निकाला है उसमें जो वादे किए हैं हम पूरे क्यों नहीं करेंगे इसलिए तो किए हैं पूरे करने के लिए किए हैं और उसके साथ साथ मैं अपने लीडर डॉक्टर फारूक अब्दुल्ला साहब और उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं मेरे पास लफ्ज़ नहीं मेरे परिवार के पास भी नहीं
Interestingly, the Congress with 6 MLAs did not join the cabinet. The party was offered one ministerial berth, but sources say there was infighting within the Congress over who would fill that post. The Congress eventually took an ideological position saying they would join the cabinet only when Jammu and Kashmir's statehood is restored.
Not out of the cabinet. It's for the Congress to decide. We've been in discussions with them. I will not be filling all 9 vacancies in the Council of Ministers. Some vacancies will be kept to be filled going ahead. As I said, we're in talks with the Congress. If all was not well, Kharge ji, Rahul and other senior leaders of the Congress would not be coming here.
और इस डेमोक्रेसी को जिंदा रखने के लिए और संविधान के तहत सरकार चलाने के लिए ये एक मौका मिला है हम जरूर इसको स्टेटहुड दिला के रहेंगे
The first challenge before the new government is to strike a fine balance between the sentiment on the ground and its relations with the centre. Before taking oath, Omar Abdullah visited the grave of Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah, an indication that he plans to follow the political ideology of his grandfather. With Nazir Masoodi in Srinagar. Bureau Report, NDTV.
And Naib Singh Saini, who was elected as the BJP's legislature party leader in Haryana, will take oath as Chief Minister for a second term tomorrow in Panchkula. He was chosen at a meeting that was attended by all the newly elected Haryana BJP MLAs at their office. And the meeting was also attended by Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav. Now, the swearing-in ceremony tomorrow will be a big show of strength of the NDA, and all top leaders will be there. The Prime Minister will also be attending the swearing-in ceremony.
मैं बहुत हर्ष के साथ फिर से एक बार नायब सिंह जी को आप सबने नेता चुना है। पहले ही मोदी जी को देश की जनता नेता चुन चुकी है और आज हरियाणा में भी फिर से एक बार सरकार का गठन का रास्ता साफ हो गया है। तो तीसरी टर्म के लिए लगातार 15 साल के लिए यहाँ डबल इंजन की सरकार आएगी जो हरियाणा का संपूर्ण विकास करेगी।
इतना बड़ा विश्वास जो हरियाणा की जनता ने आज तीसरी बार कंटिन्यूटी के अंदर ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के ऊपर किया है, ये विश्वास ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी की नीतियों का विश्वास है, ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी की ही गारंटी है जिसके ऊपर आज हरियाणा ने विश्वास किया है। और ये प्रण हरियाणा के लोगों ने लिया है कि हम मोदी जी के उस संकल्प को 2047 तक जो विकसित राष्ट्र बनाने का संकल्प आदरणीय मोदी जी ने लिया है उसको आगे बढ़ाने का हम कार्य करेंगे। आप सबको मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं।
External Affairs Minister Jaishankar has wrapped up his Pakistan visit, the first by a foreign minister to Pakistan in 9 years, for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. He thanked Shehbaz Sharif, the SCO host, for hospitality. Now, earlier he addressed the Council of Heads of Government meeting and underlined the importance of commitment to the grouping's charter, disruption of various kinds such as conflicts, climate change, among others. He also made a veiled reference about China and Pakistan, saying if trust is lacking or cooperation inadequate, if friendship has fallen short and good neighborliness is missing somewhere, there are surely reasons to introspect and causes to address. NDTV's Uma Shankar reports from Islamabad.
The SCO summit held here in Islamabad has come to an end. The most positive thing about it that during this summit, Pakistan did not make any provocative statement against India, nor did India say anything harsh against Pakistan. However, India laid a lot emphasis on the challenges of terrorism and the need to overcome it. Meanwhile, information is coming out from Pakistani sources that after the SCO meeting, during the lunch, hosted by Prime Minister of Pakistan. Arrangements were made for Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar and India's Foreign Minister Jaishankar to sit together. They were sitting around the same table. A video of it is also there. It can be a formal gesture of parity or protocol, as well as a diplomatic effort to sit together. And it is also being reported that on this occasion, informal talks or exchange of words took place between the two foreign ministers. No detailed information has been given about what was discussed, but it is believed that this was a positive initiative from both the sides. EM has also tweeted while going back to India, and he thanked in the tweet, he thanked Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif for warm hospitality. It is worth noting that bilateral talks between the two countries have been closed for a long time. India's condition has been very consistent and clear that India will talk only when Pakistan takes concrete and verifiable strict action against terrorism. Even before coming to Pakistan, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar had made it clear that he was only going to participate to Pakistan to participate in a SCO meeting.
News now from Tech City, Bengaluru, which was severely affected by torrential thunderstorms. These were on Tuesday, which resulted in waterlogging in many parts of the city. The IMD issued an orange alert for Bengaluru, forecasting continued rainfall until today as well. As a precaution, the Karnataka government declared a holiday for all schools and colleges in the city, and the government also advised IT and private sector firms today to permit employees to work from home. Citing the likelihood of traffic snarls and challenging commuting conditions, and as Bengaluru grapples with the aftermath of heavy rain, residents have been urged to remain cautious and prepared for the ongoing disruptions. And day 2 of rain chaos in Chennai, the IMD updated its warning in Tamil Nadu hours after it had issued a red alert predicting heavy rainfall in 9 districts of the state, including capital city. The alert was downgraded following the weakening of the depression in the Bay of Bengal. However, the weatherman forecast that moderate rainfall would continue in the state that has seen waterlogging in some of the low-lying areas. Also, there's a possibility of mild flash floods in some parts of the state, as the depression, currently located 360 kilometers southeast of Chennai, is likely to make landfall by Thursday morning between Puducherry and Nallur. Chennai witnessed heavy rainfall in the last 24 hours, with the IMD recording 131 millimeters downpour in the city. Right, with that, time for us to slip into a short break. News updates continue right here on NDTV. Do keep watching.
तालियों के साथ हम स्वागत करेंगे आदरणीय मोदी जी का। छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की।
घोषणा आणि जनतेचे पैसे लुटणं,
कट कमिशन आणि करप्शनला आमच्याकडे थारा नाही, त्यांचा परिवारवाद आमचा महाराष्ट्रवाद.
महाराष्ट्रामध्ये 1,75,000 जागा रिक्त आहेत, पण का मिळत नाही? राज्याची जनतेच्या घमाच्या पैशाची तिजोरी लुटण्यासाठी हे सरकार आहे.
पूर्वीच्या सरकारच्या काळामध्ये निधी देताना त्यांना असं वाटायचं की त्यांच्याच खिशातले पैसे चालले. शेतकऱ्यांना मोफत वीज देण्याचं काम आपल्या सरकारने सुरू केलं.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Feels like home.
Dulux Velvet Touch with true color technology feels like home.
Dulux, Dulux, Dulux.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. I'm too busy, baby, making plans on how to get me one of them manly men. All I want is a touch of love.
तालियों के साथ हम स्वागत करेंगे आदरणीय मोदी जी का।
छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज की यांचा अजेंडा फक्त करप्शन फर्स्ट आमचा अजेंडा आहे नेशन फर्स्ट.
घोषणा आणि जनतेचे पैसे लुटणं.
कट कमिशन आणि करप्शनला आमच्याकडे थारा नाही. त्यांचा परिवारवाद आमचा महाराष्ट्रवाद.
महाराष्ट्रामध्ये 1,75,000 जागा रिक्त आहेत. पण का भरत नाही? राज्याची जनतेच्या घमाच्या पैशाची तिजोरी लुटण्यासाठी हे सरकार आहे.
पूर्वीच्या सरकारच्या काळामध्ये निधी देताना त्यांना असं वाटायचं की त्यांच्याच खिशातले पैसे चालले. शेतकऱ्यांना मोफत वीज देण्याचं काम आपल्या सरकारने सुरू केलं.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital, Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always bust. It's literally a
Hello everyone, this is The Last Word and I'm Maria Shakil. From 5 seats in 2019 to 8 in 2024 assembly polls, the BJP managed to ensure it increased the tally in reserved seats in Haryana. The party's campaign focused on increasing its vote share among the Dalit community. Its special outreach to non-Jats focused on most deprived among Dalits, increased, calling it Chhattis Biradari. It certainly helped the party electorally. The BJP will now be celebrating its government for the third consecutive term. Haryana Chief Minister Naib Singh Saini will take oath on Valmiki Jayanti tomorrow, a day carefully chosen by the BJP. The message is loud and clear that the Dalits are now the target group going ahead also in Maharashtra and Jharkhand polls. Chief Ministers and Deputy Chief Ministers of all NDA-ruled states will be in attendance tomorrow during the swearing-in ceremony of Naib Singh Saini in Panchkula. It will be followed by a conclave of sorts in Chandigarh, where all the NDA Chief Ministers and Deputy Chief Ministers will be in attendance. So a big day tomorrow for NDA as it looks at a possible show of strength. Let me first bring in Naveen Jindal, who is a member of parliament from Kurukshetra. Mr. Jindal, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. Tomorrow certainly is a big day for the BJP and NDA. It's going to be a show of strength. The significance of Valmiki Jayanti and the day which has been chosen by the BJP for the swearing-in ceremony, do you think it's about sending the message that this community, the SCs, which in certain pockets of India had deserted the party during the Lok Sabha polls, are returning to the party fold, and hence the celebration of sorts happening tomorrow?
Well, I think it's a lot of factors, but definitely the SC community is with the BJP. And in these elections, in the Haryana state elections, they have come out in support of the BJP because they have realized that last time around, they were misguided by opposition making statements like, oh, they're going to change the constitution and they're going to take away the reservations. But now it's clear that none of that is going to happen. So they have shown their faith in the party, and yeah, definitely tomorrow is a good day, and it's Valmiki Jayanti, so all the more reason to celebrate that.
You know, of course, there is the social engineering which is at play here, Mr. Jindal. The BJP is trying to ensure consolidation of OBCs as well. And looking at the SCs, there has been outreach which has happened. You're also looking at this constituency because there have been series of announcements which have been made by the Shinde government in Maharashtra. What impact do you think Haryana polls will have on Maharashtra in the context for NDA?
Okay, I feel that BJP winning Haryana will have a very positive impact in Maharashtra and even Jharkhand, because everybody, the entire media, all the exit polls, everybody had written off BJP, and everybody was saying that, oh, Congress is going to get more than 55 seats, more than 60 seats. But we were always confident that because BJP had done a lot of work on the ground, and we were always confident that we are going to form the government. But anyway, so now actually by winning the elections, I think people have realized that a lot of people have benefited from all the schemes of the government, especially the poor. They could be from scheduled caste, they could be from backward classes or farmers, because this is a government which actually delivers on what it says, what it promises. They're just not empty promises. So I think people have realized that, and they have shown faith in the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji.
First of all, congratulations also on your mother's victory as an independent candidate, Mr. Jindal. But, winning Haryana is particularly a sweet victory for the party because it's not really a bastion of the BJP, not really a Hindutva laboratory like other states where it has been winning consecutively. What do you think this mandate means, really?
Thank you, Maria. You spoke about my mom. So my mother, at the age of 74, and she really wanted to serve the people of Haryana. And so she wanted to contest. And when she was denied the ticket, she's like, no, I'm going to contest anyways. And she did. And she won, won with a big margin. So thank you for your good wishes. And secondly, see, I want to say that, yes, Haryana, you would say that people used to say that it's not a bastion of BJP, but the results show otherwise. The results show that the schemes that BJP had implemented over the last 10 years, a lot of people have benefited from it. What we say that BJP has given jobs, without kharchi or parchi, that means without any bribes or without any recommendations, on the basis of merit. That has also really helped us, because there's so many villages, so many families, they have got jobs and they did not know anybody in the government. They had no connections, but their children were, meritorious, and they have been rewarded for that. So all those people, whose dreams have come true, obviously they are going to show their faith in the BJP. And even otherwise, Haryana has always, I've always maintained this, that Haryana has always believed in this double engine government. And in the 57 years of history of Haryana, only 2 years it has been a different government at the center and different government in the state. Otherwise, 55 years, same government, whatever is there in the center, has been there in Haryana also. So this time is no different. When we have such a popular leader leading at the center, Mr. Modi, and who has a lot of interest in Haryana because he has himself spent a lot of time in Haryana. So people know that, and people have really shown their faith in the leadership of Mr. Modi and our new Chief Minister, Mr. Nayab Seni, who's very, very approachable, who meets people, and so everyone is really happy, and the results show that.
Yes, my last question to you is about the caste arithmetic in your state. This was a state which was known for its Jat dominance or Jat influence. Now it seems to be a state where the people are starting to show faith in other backward castes as well. Do you think that experiment certainly worked for the BJP, because first it chose Mr. Khattar, Manohar Lal Khattar, and then changed him after 9.5 years with Naib Singh Saini?
Okay, so Maria, I would say that the BJP does not really believe in caste-based politics. Okay, so you saw that earlier they had somebody from Punjabi community, now they have somebody as a backward. So BJP believes in its policies, implementation of its policies for the benefit of the people. So it does not believe, and we have a lot of Jat leaders also. BJP has leaders from all the communities. So BJP has not singled out anybody. BJP, more than I think 6 or 7 Jat leaders have won out of 48. So BJP has given representations to every community, and that is what I think people have now risen above. And BJP has encouraged people to rise above caste politics in Haryana and vote for a better future for their children, better future for the youth. And our endeavor would be in the next 5 years that we feel that Haryana should be the first state in the country to be a developed state, a Viksit Rajya. So that is what we are going to work on.
All right, Mr. Jindal, appreciate your time here on NDTV. Let me bring in my guests now. Mahima Singh, spokesperson of the Congress, Radhika Khera representing the BJP. We have Dr. Suraj, who is an author of Caste Matters, and Dr. Milind Awad is the associate professor at JNU. I'm going to begin with you, Dr. Suraj. Of course, there is a big messaging behind the date which has been chosen. It's not without a reason that the BJP has chosen Valmiki Jayanti for the oath-taking ceremony in a state which they were not supposed to win. So why Valmiki Jayanti according to you?
It's good to see you, Maria, and it's also good to see my friend Professor Milind here on screen. To understand the caste dynamic, especially, I mean, Naveen Jindal being a Baniya himself, coming from this heritage of capital, can talk about caste not being an effective policy of anchoring for BJP, but in fact, the entire BJP electioneering is about caste. I think that laughable joke needed to be acknowledged. Besides the recognition of Valmiki, I think there's a lot of mythical stories happening, and one has to read a very profound book by Vijay Prashad, who had a great fortune to write a foreword in its reprint now, Untouchable Freedoms, where Vijay basically chronicles 19th century onwards the passage of Valmikis from Punjab province, which includes Haryana, who had then come down to Delhi and settled down in Valmiki Nagar and Bastis, and where the experiments of Arya Samaj and Gandhi and so forth continue to happen. And so in this sense, arrival of Valmiki or the recognition of Valmiki has less to do with the Dalit assertion and the politics to refute caste-based, class-based violence, but it's more about reclaiming the certain tectonic shifts of how to appropriate the Ram canon, especially the Ram Rajya in this sense. And therefore, what we do, especially with Ayodhya, with the kind of giving the airport the name of Valmiki and so forth, it is nothing to do with Dalit. It's just a kind of posturing. It just makes a sense. Like Prime Minister Modi goes to, I think, one of his constituency and washes the feet of the manual scavengers, the cleaners, and next day they have this on their job. It's not going to change anything in the way they appropriate the politics. However, I think what's significant kind of updates we see here is that the unitary approach and single-handed muscular recognition of what a story of Ram has to be is written on the shoulders of Dalits, and this is how it is presented. Dalits not just participate, especially Valmiki community brothers and sisters, within the kind of effacing of violence led by the Hindutvawadis, but also they become this kind of emotional appeal where Valmiki is falsely claimed to belong to Dalit community. Okay. There is no evidence to that. There is no base to that. but then this kind of narrative is kind of reproduced for the Hindutva canon to hold on to its own guns without putting their fingerprints on the weapon that they are using to assault.
Okay. Mahima Singh and Radhika Khera, before I bring in Professor Milind Awad. Radhika, this is an important day which has been chosen. The BJP, of course, is going all out to woo the scheduled castes in Maharashtra in particular, because this is a state which in several pockets has a huge percentage, almost like 20%. Do you think this is high on symbolism and very high on political messaging as well? You have to unmute yourself, Radhika.
I hope I'm audible now.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah. Tomorrow is all set to be a landmark day in Indian politics as the Bharatiya Janata Party not only showcases its strength of coming back to power for a record third time, which and the history of Haryana has never happened, but it also reaffirms our deep commitment to social justice as well as inclusivity. The swearing in of the Haryana Chief Minister on the sacred occasion of Valmiki Jayanti is more than symbolic. It's a powerful statement, I believe, of how our government stands with the marginalized and is determined to uplift every section of the society, unlike the Congress party, who we saw how they treated their own Dalit leader and how they insulted one of their biggest Dalit leaders, and not only in Haryana, one of the biggest Dalit leaders in the party. And the Bharatiya Janata Party has consistently championed the cause of Dalit empowerment, and tomorrow's oath ceremony in Chandigarh will be another milestone in that journey. Having said that, along with honoring the teachings of Maharishi Valmiki ji, tomorrow also marks the beginning of the holy Kartik month. You cannot forget that, which is of immense religious and cultural importance in our religion and culture. It is the time when we start new beginnings, new things, because वो कहते हैं हमारे यहाँ पे कि देव सोए हुए थे, अब देवों के उठने का समय आ रहा है. So Kartik is a holy month when new beginnings begin. So it is not only just Valmiki Jayanti, it is also the beginning of the Kartik month. Now this moment symbolizes not only in Haryana, but how we as a nation under the Bharatiya Janata Party and NDA-led government are driving forward both cultural harmony and inclusive growth. This convergence of political, cultural, and spiritual moments reflects how the Bharatiya Janata Party is uniting all communities, all classes, and in our vision of progress and harmony. Tomorrow, it is not just our show of strength, it is not just our oath, it is our commitment to a just and inclusive India, which we have been talking about all throughout, and which is what the people of Haryana have voted for. Yes. And like you said in the beginning, it was a state that we were not supposed to win. I'm sorry, Maria. If you remember the day the polls came out, the poll of polls and those polls just immediately after the voting came out, I was on your show and I categorically said the reality on ground is very different from all the polls that you have over here. And the ground reality was that all castes and all religion were ready to vote for the Bharatiya Janata Party because they voted for development.
Yes. The BJP managing to swing a huge chunk of Dalit OBC vote had Congress thinking as to could they have come up with a better formula, a different formula. Mahima Singh, here is the party which is sending message through each and every action of its. What about the Congress? Is it really prepared going in for the Maharashtra and Jharkhand polls?
Jayant, Maria, I was very carefully listening to the BJP spokesperson, and the BJP's vow to social justice, in fact, is a far-fetched dream or a far-fetched call, like the Birbal ki khichdi anecdote. So the Birbal ki khichdi of the BJP's idea of social justice and caste equality and social equality actually speaks volumes when you look at the condition of their own leaders within the BJP. For example, the Karnataka 7-time MP Ramesh Jigaji Nagi. Also, Maria, you see the RSS and the BJP today, they want to talk about Valmiki and the Valmiki Jayanti because the whole Ram Mandir propaganda has failed in Ayodhya, and we all saw that. And when they're talking about this Birbal ki khichdi, the Dalit welfareism, we have certain questions. The entire Dalit community has certain questions with which the Congress party would like to voice today. For instance, we would like to ask the BJP, Maria, how many Valmiki Jayanti ceremonies are being organized tomorrow across the state by the RSS or the Hindu outfits or the BJP, or how many Valmiki Jayanti ceremonies are being attended. In the past 10 years of their rule, how many Dalit welfare conventions or platforms or forums were created by the BJP where the Dalit welfareism was discussed? In fact, I would like to remind that in 2015, Shri Mohan Bhagwat actually said that there's a need to review the reservation policy. Several times, not only him, but several BJP and RSS leaders have indicated to the doing away of the reservation policy, to the doing away of the protection of Dalits within the constitution, which was provided by the Ambedkar. And in fact, one of their own former Karsevaks, Mr. Bhavar Meghvanshi, who's also written a book called I Could Not Be a Hindu, Main Ek Karsevak Tha, writes that the day the Dalits read real Ambedkar, they will hate the RSS, they will hate the BJP. He cites how the people within the RSS, within the BJP, refused to eat at his home because he was a Dalit, refused to stand by him because he was a Dalit. And he has indicated how the BJP and the RSS only want to use Dalit boys and girls for the propaganda of riots, for the hate spread that lies at the center of their ideology. So you see, it is not only far-fetched, but I think it is absolutely turning off the coin. It is absolutely the opposite side of the coin that the BJP is trying to project right now, because it is very much of the revelation
Radhika,
of their
quick response, and then I bring in Professor Milan.
It is just a minute. Let me just finish this. It is very much due to the revelations of their true intentions about the Constitution of India by their various MPs.
Radhika, response, please. Yes.
That they lost in 2024.
Irony dies a gazillion deaths when the Congress party speaks about Dalits and the Constitution. When you talk about the Constitution and then you go and straight away challenge the people and their mat of voting Bharatiya Janata Party to power and say, oh, we do not accept the results of this election. There was something wrong with the EVMs. Every time you lose, if Rahul Gandhi gets 99, very good, EVMs are good. But the time you lose an election because of your own capabilities, because of the fact that the people are not believing you, because of the fact that you insulted your biggest Dalit leader, the whole world, not just India, saw, not just Haryana,
Maria,
the whole world saw how Kumari Shailja was insulted by the Congress party. And then they had the drama bringing Mr. Ashok Tawar in to insult her even further, to add more salt to her wounds.
Allow me to ask a simple
I did not
question.
interrupt, and she's continuously interrupting. I'm sorry, that's not the way it happens. Their interruptions can be as many as they want. Their leader goes on and screams during parliament sessions. Their leaders go on and scream when the Prime Minister is talking. But the people have been giving them befitting replies. This was the first election. Haryana was the first election of Rahul Gandhi as Bator leader of opposition. And he failed. People of India have rejected him. People of Haryana have rejected him now. And it is a fact by the number of seats and the historical victory that we have got in Haryana. We've created history. We've created a record. There has never been Mahima Singh herself comes from Haryana, and she knows that no government has come back to power for 3 times in a row. And the fact that we have got more seats than last time is not because of the infighting. It is because the Bharatiya Janata Party delivered on what
Professor
we
Milan
promised.
has been extremely
we gave the
patient.
voters what they wanted. A better Haryana, no kharchi, no
Professor
parchi.
Milan, the Haryana result has surprised one and all. It's very, very high on messaging, high on the roadmap of the BJP, and a lot of concern for the opposition in particular, because it was an election which was declared as having been won by the Congress party. Now, the party here, the Congress, has chosen a particular date for swearing in. Minutes before the dates for elections are announced in Maharashtra, we are seeing one cabinet meeting after another announcing special provisions for the Dalits. Do you think the Congress realized, the BJP has realized where it went wrong during the Lok Sabha polls, and hence there is this effort at course correction?
I think it's important to see that how Ambedkar argued that we are caste society. So probably it's very interesting to see now that epic character like Valmiki, epic character like Parshuram has becoming the icon of caste. So actually historical or ahistorical figures are becoming the icon of caste, and caste groups are asserting various historical or ahistorical figures, and these figures does have important political dynamism, in their social life as well as in electoral politics. So I think it's interesting to see, like in Maharashtra, in last couple of days, government of Maharashtra has announced almost 16 social welfare corporations, and half of the corporations are named after the historical or historical figures name, such as Parshuram is one of the corporation which is given to Brahmin Samaj, and Parshuram is epic figure like like Ram and Valmiki and so on. So I think it's important to see that how right-wing politics everywhere is actually playing the politics of appeasement. Those Maharshi Valmiki, who wrote Ramayana, is actually in the fold of a larger Hindutva umbrella. So it's interesting to see that how BJP has actually created internal contradiction or recognized internal contradiction, and this internal contradiction had played major role in arithmetical politics or in actual political management. So I think symbol does have important role in social cultural life as well as in electoral political life, and this kind of recognizing particular figure with particular caste or cultural group and invoking their cultural social sentiments and politicizing them for the sake of larger political benefit is probably one of the trap, and anti-caste movement or larger progressive politics should understand this trap. So those who are actually creating internal contradiction and accommodating larger anti-caste iconographs, larger anti-caste figures and figures, they should actually understand that how they are responding to, for instance, Ambedkar's riddles in Hinduism. That is one of the book which Ambedkar wrote. So probably it's important to check that how political parties are responding to or accommodating these caste
aspirations. And so, I had two top scholars of Dalit politics here on my show. So thank you so much, Dr. Suraj and Professor Milind. Thank you to Radhika and Mahima Singh for joining us on this show. Of course, this will be at our focus even tomorrow when the swearing-in ceremony happens of Naib Singh Saini. That's all from me on this edition of The Last Word. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. But right here in the studio is Vishnu Show.
Would you believe it, Maria, if I told you that 3 of the bomb hoaxes, at least 3 of them, were done by a 17-year-old? Would you believe me?
I won't, but in all, do we know the numbers now?
So it could be
in
up
the last
to
24
19
hours.
flights, but at least 3 of those are to a 17-year-old. Chances are it could be more. He's been, well, not arrested, under custody right now of the police.
And why did he do that?
Apparently, he was setting up a friend of his against whom he had a problem and set up a fake Twitter account for him. And on the basis of that, was trying to implicate his friend. That didn't happen. He's been arrested. Detained for the moment. All that and a lot more coming up on Left, Right and Center. That's up after this short break.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi.
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV. 8 a.m. every day.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of maximum city is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai. India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From maximum city Mumbai
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV. 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of maximum city is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai. India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. A touch.
Good evening. Welcome to Left, Right and Centre. I'm Vishnu Shom. On the program tonight, India's skies are facing turbulence from a spate of hoax bomb threats disrupting aviation nationwide. Now, in an unprecedented wave, more than 15 flights have been impacted within just 36 hours, causing emergency landings and widespread delays. It now emerges, and you are not going to believe it, that a miner driven by personal enmity with a friend who he wanted to implicate set up fake Twitter accounts and started making these threats, which have put the entire system out of whack, on high alert, inconveniencing thousands of passengers and costing airlines dearly. We're going to be looking at that very, very closely. But next up on the show, the Supreme Court has taken a strong stance on air pollution, particularly focusing on the ongoing issue of stubble burning. Now, the court has openly criticized the state governments of Punjab and Haryana for their inaction against farmers burning stubble, which significantly contributes to the deteriorating air quality of the Delhi National Capital Region. The justices have directed the Commission for Air Quality Management to initiate penal action, highlighting a frustration with what they describe as absolute defiance of previous orders aimed at curbing air pollution. Stay tuned for details on that story. And finally, Foreign Minister Jaishankar, who was in Islamabad for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, is back in India now, his first visit to Pakistan in nearly a decade. Despite the historic tensions, there's been no bilateral talks which have taken place, but Mr. Jaishankar's presence does underscore India's commitment to regional cooperation amidst ongoing strains over Kashmir and terrorism issues. We'll take a look first at the headlines before we start the program. The Congress and the BJP hold key meetings on the Maharashtra elections. The Prime Minister will attend the BJP Election Committee meet to finalize candidates. The Congress discusses 84 seats.
Omar Abdullah is sworn in as the first Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister since 2019. Rahul Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra are all there. It's a show of India bloc unity at the swearing in. The Congress is out of the government, says they will join, but after statehood. But let's quickly focus now on that big story. And would you believe it, but a minor is responsible for at least 3 of the bomb threats. The hoax calls which have been made, which have disrupted Indian aviation. There is a sense that people unrelated or who you would not have thought about as being responsible for something like which seemed to be a major terrorist issue, may be responsible for what has happened. Was this youngster, this child who I believe is only 17 odd years of age, responsible for more of these hoax calls which took place? My colleague Radhika has been tracking the story. She sent us this report.